Welcome to Family Style Magic,
where we're serving up magical adventures for the whole family.
I'm Robert.
I'm Emily.
Today we're talking about navigating Magic Kingdom with kids. This is going to be fun.
It is going to be fun.
Magic Kingdom is my personal favorite of the parks at Walt Disney World, and we're excited to dive back in. Now, if you were with us for episode 2 of Family Style Magic, and you can find that at FamilyStyleMagic.com/2, we overviewed all 4 of the Walt Disney World theme parks, the big 4,
right.
the theme park, not water park parks. And on that episode, we sort of broke down the way that all of these 4 parks are organized. And so if you joined us then, you know that Magic Kingdom is organized into 6 different lands. And we're going to go through those kind of land by land or section by section and give you some tips and tricks, some of our favorite parts about each, and some things that could help you and your family on your Magic Kingdom day or days.
Right, because if you're going to Magic Kingdom, you are likely going to be walking 25,000 to 30,000 steps. And so...
Not an exaggeration.
Not an exaggeration. So you need to know, how do I get where I'm going? What do I need to do? What's the best thing to do while I'm here so I don't have to add another 5,000 steps to my day? And we're going to help you with that.
Yep. Now, it starts with arrival, and you can arrive at Magic Kingdom just like any of the theme parks in a variety of ways. I suppose you could drive yourself. And some people do. They park in the parking lot. There are these trams that go around the parking lot because that tells you you're parking a long way away from the door itself. Anyway, you can get there. You can go by bus. I guess probably a majority of people probably come in by bus.
If you're staying on property, then certain resorts will take you, obviously, by bus. But if you're staying at one of the monorail resorts, you can ride the monorail over to Magic Kingdom.
Yay.
Or if you're at the Contemporary, which is my personal favorite, you can walk.
You can walk over.
You can walk.
There are even some resorts, and these are typically the ones right around Magic Kingdom, you can take a ferry boat. So that's exciting.
That is. Anything that can help you save your steps.
Yes.
And your sanity. You want to start there.
It's a good thing. And you definitely want, if you have access to Walt Disney World transportation, you want to take it. First of all, I want to say complimentary. It's included.
Right.
Okay. So you want to be there for that, but those are all the great ways to get there. Of course, you'll do the whole security thing,
which we talked about last episode.
Yes,
so if you missed it, you want to go back and listen.
Then you'll go through ticketing, and we talked about that too.
Yes,
Remember, parent, use your fingerprint, not the kid's fingerprint. And then you're in.
You're on Main Street, USA.
Yay! And that's where we begin navigating Magic Kingdom with kids. All right, Main Street, USA. That's the strip, right? It was designed to look like Walt Disney's childhood, albeit a little bit fantasized, town growing up.
But it is supposed to kind of give you that nostalgic feeling, and it's supposed to feel more like an old-timey, just walk down the street when you could do that.
Oh, there's nice music playing in the background.
And there are great smells.
Yes.
What a time.
It's a wonderful, wonderful time. And we've got some tips for this. Now, a lot of people don't realize that Main Street USA typically is open before a lot of the rides are in Magic Kingdom.
Oh, yeah. And if you don't have early entry, which we talked about most of this on last episode, but if you have early entry, if you're staying on property at Walt Disney World in one of their resorts, then you're going to have early entry. But what that means is you get early entry to the rides that they open. Everyone can get there for early entry and walk on Main Street, USA. You just don't get to go to the certain areas where you can ride rides, but you can start shopping and walking and smelling and enjoying yourself, taking pictures. There's just so much to do on Main Street, USA.
The shops are open, all of that stuff, so that's a great thing. And, of course, you're going to have some shows on Main Street, USA. The Nighttime Spectacular is going to be featured right there on Main Street, USA. That's not the only places you can see parades, cavalcades, and shows, although the castle shows are going to be right there. So,
but if you want to watch something with the beauty of Cinderella's castle in the backdrop, why wouldn't you?
Yes.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? So we're going to go through just some things you can do at different times throughout your day at Magic Kingdom based on these lands. And we're going to begin with, what do you do when it rains? Because guess what? I mean,
it's Florida.
It's Florida. It's going to rain. And the magic is not ruined just because it rained, maybe literally on your parade. So if you're on Main Street USA, where are you going when it's raining?
I'm going to meet Mickey at Town Street Theater. Town Square Theater. I'm too excited about Main Street USA. Okay, but I'm going to meet Mickey. This is indoors. It is in a covered area, so you can walk in. You can be freed from the rain, but there's also going to be a little bit of a queue, which is also all indoors in the AC. So I'm going to meet Mickey because why wouldn't you?
Well, I agree with you, and I'm going to the Emporium to buy all the things that look like Mickey.
I love it.
So the Emporium is the big shop. If you're coming in facing the castle, it's to the left of Main Street USA. And it when you're looking at the facades on the outside, it looks like a bunch of different shops, but actually it's just one huge shop.
So don't let that fool you. Don't feel like you have to come in at the corner and say, oh, this is the entrance. No. If you find yourself in the rain, it doesn't matter where you are along Main Street, duck in. And you're going to be able to go the length of the building with the exception of Casey's there on the end.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. How about when it's hot?
Is it ever not hot?
Yes.
But there are some days when it's hotter than other times. And
you need relief from the heat.
If you need relief from the heat and you're on Main Street, then I suggest going into the Main Street confectionery because you are going to be delighted by all the smells and all of the snacks. And Main Street confectionery also is connected to some shops on the other side of the street. And so if you've been to the Emporium and now you decide, I'd also like to look at some other things, well, grab a snack, keep walking through.
Yeah. I'm going all the way to the end of that section or strip of buildings there to the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor. Now, this isn't as great of a choice if it's raining or something like that because the building is not that big and the queue easily goes outside. They do have some covered areas for the queue, but once you get in there, wow, all kinds of great.
And if you want a nice treat,
treats.
yes, that's going to cool you off. That's a fantastic idea.
We had it one time as we enjoyed Happily Ever After in the evening. It was very nice.
Core memory.
Yeah. All right. How about when you just need to relax on Main Street USA? What you doing?
I am going to find a bench around the castle hub. So that's right when you walk in. You know, there are statues. There's a little circular area. There's going to be somebody with a photo pass. You're going to have the backdrop of all of Main Street USA. You're going to have the Cinderella's castle icon there behind you. But also, you're in a prime position. Are you going to watch the Festival of Fantasy parade? Great. It'll come by. It'll swing all the way around you. That's where I'm going to sit and relax.
So that's like where the flagpole is. At Christmas time, that's where the big Christmas tree goes.
See? How are you not enjoying yourself right now? I'm relaxed thinking about it.
It's a great time to be there. Personally, I'm just thinking I'm going to sit outside at Casey's Corner, and especially at a time when Casey's Corner pianist is out there playing.
What a time.
It's good. It's good stuff. It's a show in and of itself.
It is.
And you can actually go to your My Disney Experience app and see when he's going to be out there playing. So it's pretty cool. All right, it's time to eat something. Let's go sit down somewhere and eat. And where are you going if you're on Main Street USA?
Well, obviously, I find myself down at the very front, at the entrance of the park all the time.
You don't really make it very far in.
I'm just right there. So I'm going to Tony's.
Yeah.
Tony's Town Square restaurant. It is got some Lady and the Tramp theming, which is super fun because that's not really a lot of theming anywhere else in the parks. But it's Italian food. It's delightful.
Yeah.
One of the kids' menus sometimes comes with a cupcake that has a little spaghetti and meatball on top.
It looks like spaghetti, yeah.
It's delightful. Everything about it. That's where I'm sitting. That's where I'm eating.
Yeah, our kiddos loved it. For me, if I'm sitting down Main Street USA, I'm going to the Crystal Palace. Perhaps check out Pooh and the...
Winnie the Pooh and friends,
and the friendship fair that's going on over there, and the buffet. Man,
that is one of the premier character dining experiences that you're going to have in Magic Kingdom, and one of the only places where you can meet Pooh and friends.
Yeah,
so,
Eeyore, Piglet, Tigger.
If you've got a small child that loves Winnie the Pooh, put Crystal Palace on your list.
All right, maybe I'm not that hungry, or maybe I don't want to dish out that much dough. What are you snacking on Main Street USA?
Main Street Confectionery. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. There are a host of things in there, and I know that you have a certain thing that you like from there.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with probably like candy apple, some kind of little bagged treat or a little, something they whipped up in there. That's what I'm going for.
I picked this one too. I mean, there are snacks and stuff you could get. You could argue like Casey's Corner or something like that, although that's a little expensive for what it is. But you go to Main Street Confectionery, you get some custom popcorn. That's pretty cool. You can stick whatever you want in there. They've got candy.
It's massive.
And, the thing is huge. Yeah, you could easily pop in earlier in the day and eat on it the rest of the day and even share it a little bit. Okay, a final section. All right, it's family show, everybody.
You're navigating this with kids.
You're navigating with kids. You know nature's going to call, and you got to be ready to answer that call, and probably in a good amount of time.
Right. You need to know where the restrooms are. And here, well, aren't we thankful that we're now resting with Emily at the front of the, place? Because right there by City Hall, you're going to find some bathrooms that are going to help you with all of your needs.
All of your needs. Yeah, the City Hall bathrooms, I mean, they're not, all these bathrooms we're going to talk about today, they're nice bathrooms. They're very conveniently located. If you're going down Main Street from the main entrance, they're going to be to the left there, right by City Hall.
Right. Yep. Perfect. All right, let's move on.
Okay, we're coming down toward the castle, and we veer off to the right. And we come to Tomorrowland. This is a cool little area. It's all, spacey and that kind of stuff. We talked about it a little bit more on the last episode.
So where do you go?
Let's dive right in.
Let's knock through it. Okay, so it's raining. Where are you going in Tomorrowland?
I'm going same place you're going, Carousel of Progress.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Listen, you can get in there. There's generally not any amount of wait. So you get in, and then you get to experience one of the few rides at Walt Disney World that Walt himself personally
saw. He oversaw and saw.
Yeah. So that's an exciting thing.
And it's a good long show.
Right.
I forget how long, 20 minutes or something like that. But it's a good amount of time. The queue will start lining up when it starts raining, but I mean it moves pretty quickly.
And here's the thing. Okay, so is it raining? I'd go to that. Is it super hot? Guess what? I'm going there again.
Really?
Because if it's hot, that is such a nice reprieve. And they just added new seating, which means it's going to be a little more comfortable. You're going to enjoy maybe a nap. If this is your second go-round, maybe if it's your first go-round. But you're going to sit there, you're going to hear the song, you're going to have a cool breeze of that air conditioning, and you're going to enjoy it.
Unless you get a rowdy bunch in there and they're all singing with the song.
That would also be me.
That happens.
So it's fine.
I'm
sorry about your nap.
She's not sleeping, she's singing. Yeah. All right, I'm going nearby to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin when it gets really hot. They do have somewhat of an outdoor queue, but there are fans stationed throughout. And then once you get inside, there's a good amount of queue that's still inside, and it always feels really nice there. All right, where are you relaxing in Tomorrowland?
People Mover.
Of course.
And I'm especially relaxing if I've grabbed a snack from Anti-Gravity's first. So I'm just going to throw that in there.
Okay.
Anti-Gravity's, I grabbed a snack, and then I'm heading to People Mover, and I am super relaxed.
Carousel of Progress is my relaxing spot. Even if raining or not raining, I'll go in there to relax because you can just sit back. It's kind of dark. Once again, it's cool. It feels good.
It is. Okay, so where are we sitting down? Now, this is different, right? Because Tomorrowland doesn't have a super great selection of places to eat. So if you want to sit down for a minute and have a reprieve with your children, where are you going?
You pretty much have to go to Cosmic Rays if you want to sit down.
Right.
Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. It's got this very charming, weird,
that's a word,
cult classic animatronic in there.
Something to scare your small children.
People don't really pay. It's not really scary, but
not.
People don't really pay attention to the animatronic. They're just sitting in there and eating it. You're gonna. I mean, it's a quick service type experience. You get your chicken fingers.
Right. When your kid has had a meltdown and is like, I just need food I like.
Yeah.
There you go. Cosmic Rays.
I love the fries.
Okay.
All right. What if I need a snack?
Okay. Of course, I've grabbed Anti-Gravity's and I'm going to do it. Now there are a lot of little carts around, which would be fine, but Anti-Gravity's.
They often have a lot of specialty things in there.
Oh, milkshakes, donut holes. Listen, I love this place.
It's good stuff.
It is this place.
Okay, it's that time. Nature's calling. Where are you going to go when you got to go?
To the bathroom, which is pretty much over between Carousel of Progress and Space Mountain, right?
Yeah.
That's where you're going.
It's kind of out of the way.
It is.
You need to kind of know where it is. My Disney Experience app, you can actually filter by restrooms, which is super helpful. I'm not sure it would be completely obvious if you weren't knowing where you were going.
So now you know it's back there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're making our way. We're kind of coming around behind the castle now to Fantasyland.
And I find this one difficult because Fantasyland is the most spread out of any of these. And so really some of these tips, you'll be like, well, I'm not on that side of Fantasyland. So, take it for what it's worth.
So you got the portion that's like where Seven Dwarfs is and over teacups and stuff.
Storybook Circus.
That's on that side of the castle. But then you've got all of that on the opposite side of the
Small
castle.
World, Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tangled bathrooms. Yeah. So,
but it is quintessential Magic Kingdom to me.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
is the spot.
Yeah. All right. So in Fantasyland, when it's raining, where are you going?
Peter Pan's Flight. The queue is always long. And so it's delightful. You're going to just get to stand there under the cover of the, roofing, and you're going to get to enjoy the theming because the theming in that queue is fantastic. And so even if you're waiting for a while, it's like, you know what? I'm not in the rain. And so I'm enjoying it.
The queue can get outside, but it usually doesn't stay, in an uncovered area for too awfully long. So it's good. I'm probably going, depending on the part of Fantasyland where I am, I'm probably going maybe either Little Mermaid. We've done that before. We said, oh, look at
Right.
those clouds. We'll duck into Little Mermaid.
Right.
Or if I'm on the other side in the rain, I'm probably going to hit up Pinocchio Village House, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
sit in, watch over It's a Small World, right? You can hold up little signs like
We've done the same.
that.
There's a lot of seating in there. It can get crowded, but if you
can go upstairs.
watch your weather app enough and you sort of catch it at the front end, you'll probably get a place to sit and a good meal, and it'll be a good time.
Okay, when it's
Yeah.
hot, and we all know, again, it's going to be hot.
Mm-hmm.
I love to go to Dumbo
Mm.
because there is an indoor play area. And so I like to go sit down and let my kids just play for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
We're cooling off. I'm cooling off. They're playing, so they're getting some of their energy out. But I'm just having a reprieve from the heat, and they can play as long as they want to.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can go and ride the ride.
Yeah.
Or if I'm over there, I might pick the splash pad, which is just across from the bathrooms that are back there, right outside of Dumbo. There's also a little splash pad. So if your kids are splash pad people, okay, send them to a splash pad.
There you go. Because I'm all about the food all the time, if it's hot, I'm probably going to Pinocchio Village House as well. Yeah, I'm going to be in there eating and looking over Small World and waving to the people and just having a great time. Okay.
Well, speaking of Small World, that's
Yeah.
where I'm going to relax.
I'm joining you
If
there.
I just need a minute, you know what? There's not going to be a long queue for It's a Small World unless it's like pouring down rain.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go and I'm going to sit on that most magical little boat ride in the whole world. And I'm going to ride and I'm going to hear the song and I'm going to sit there when the boats get jammed at the end and you just hear it and you hear it and you're sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to relax the whole time. I love it.
Good. Yeah, I'm joining you there to relax. Some people find the song to be more than they can bear.
sorry.
It's not quite as relaxing for them, and that's okay, But yeah, I'm going there to relax. It's you can just sort of tune it all out a little bit. Okay, time to eat. Sit down meal in Fantasyland.
Okay. It's a tie. So we just had to choose.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I chose the right one, but I love this place, so it's fine. I'm going to be our guest.
Yeah.
The food is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not a really character meet and greet. Now, you can meet Beast, but that's all. So it's not, don't be expecting Belle or anything like that. Like, you are going to see the Beast, but the food is so good. Try the gray stuff. It's delicious.
It is delicious.
It's wonderful.
It's very good.
All right, where are you going?
I'm headed to Cinderella's Royal Table.
Same.
Yeah.
I want to as well.
See, and for me, those are kind of the Fantasyland options. Those are kind of a toss-up to me. Cinderella's Royal Table, it is way more of a character meet and greet experience. You're going to see like all the princesses.
All the
That's
princesses.
A slight exaggeration, but yeah, you're going to see a whole bunch of
I
them.
don't know if you know where you are.
You're in the castle.
Inside that
Yeah,
castle.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Okay, now we're going to go the extreme opposite end of our budget aspect of that. What about snacking in Fantasyland?
All right, I'm going to the Big Top Souvenirs. First of all, there's a wide array of candies and things like that, but the candy apples
Yeah.
they have back there. And then there's a little area tucked over to the side where you can actually just sit and enjoy it, and nobody's really ever there.
Nobody's really ever there. No,
so
it's
you
good.
can sit, enjoy your candy apple, and I find that's just a nice little treat.
It's in the Dumbo area.
It
Yeah.
is.
Okay, I'm headed to Cheshire Cafe, right near the teacups. But you got to get that cattail. Oh, cattail's good.
That cattail is nice. Now,
Yeah.
we picked these, but then one of our children was like, why in the world did no one pick Gaston's?
Yeah.
And to be fair, okay,
Gaston's
I don't know.
Tavern.
That's also a great choice.
Get you one of those ginormous cinnamon rolls. Man, it's good.
No one cinnamon rolls like Gaston.
Okay,
You're
good.
welcome.
When you got to go, where you go?
Tangled bathrooms. These are my favorite bathrooms in
Yeah.
almost all of Walt Disney World.
Whoa.
But I definitely for Magic Kingdom, these are the top.
You're a Rapunzel person.
I am a Rapunzel person. But listen, there are so many little hidden gems around the bathroom. So now once you've gone to the bathroom and you're waiting on whichever parent has the small child that's taking 1,000 years,
Yeah.
when you're waiting for them, you can look around and you can find little horseshoe prints from Maximus, and you can find a little frying pan, and you can find, there are so many little hidden details that you need to explore at the Tangled bathrooms.
And go at nighttime. There's I know it's weird, restroom, and it's not in the restroom, it's outside, but there's a photo pass opportunity there with the lanterns.
I'm so glad there's not a photo pass opportunity in the restrooms.
Action shot like on the rides.
No.
That would be fun.
terrifying.
Fantasyland, like we said, is so big. It's actually one of the rare places places in Walt Disney World, one of the rare lands that has multiple bathrooms. And I went with Storybook Circus bathrooms. That's behind like that splash pad you were talking about. So you go past the Barnstormer, past Dumbo.
Yeah. If you're on that side,
back
that's
in
where you
there.
need to go.
Yeah, and those are pretty nice bathrooms as well.
All right.
Okay,
Now we're to a small section.
we come around Liberty Square, and this one's a little bit unique. This is where like Haunted Mansion is, the riverboat is for now, the Hall of Presidents, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, when it's raining, where are you going?
I am probably going to the Hall of Presidents. It's going to take a while, and so I'm just going to wait out the rain in there. It's going to be a cool area to explore, so I like it.
Yeah, we're gonna be hearing that a lot.
You are.
I'm probably, because I am who I am. You all need to know this about me. I'm a big Christmas person. I'm going to ye old Christmas shop if it's raining. It is small. That's the only thing, and people do pack in there when it starts raining.
And if you are overwhelmed by smells,
it's a great
don't
smell.
go, because the smell is fantastic, but it is overwhelmingly Christmas time.
It's so great.
So if that
you go
bothers
in there,
you,
all year round they say Merry Christmas, and I say yes. Thank
good.
you.
Okay, so when it's hot, that's where I'm going, because I want to forget that I'm in the Florida summertime, and I want to actually be in Christmas time. And so when it's hot, I'm going into ye old Christmas.
Okay, I'm headed to Hall of Presidents.
Wow, we've
it's a
just
nice,
passed each other.
Once again, nice long show, somewhat educational actually. It's very good. And
Right,
you
to
can
do
just
your
sit in
homeschool,
there
you can count that as a day.
do your thing. All right, it's time to relax.
I'm going to Haunted Mansion.
Okay.
One of the most relaxing rides to me in all of Magic Kingdom, especially
many.
that moment when you're kind of descending and they lean you back a little bit.
Yeah,
I
down
love
into the
it.
graveyard.
I know. It's such a relaxing
There
time.
are no drops or bumps or
There
anything.
aren't. It's just
a
delight.
Yeah. Well, I'm relaxing at Hall of Presidents too.
You've
so
just stayed there. You're just, once you're
I'm
there,
just-
you're going.
Another round, let's go. All right, sit down meal. We really only have the one option.
Well, some people have other options. We really only have one option, which is Liberty Tree Tavern.
That's a good point.
There is the
Columbia Harbor House.
right, but it's more fishy and things like that, and
We're just
not
fishy
those people.
Don't judge us.
Yeah, we do have an allergy. Somebody, so it's fine. But we're going Liberty Tree Tavern, where it's like the first Thanksgiving all the time.
All day, every day.
What a
It's
delight!
Thanksgiving Groundhog Day. Okay, it's snack time, and we're both headed to Sleepy Hollow.
Yes, we are. Now we're mourning the loss of the Nutella waffle sandwich.
Rest in peace.
But they do still have some Nutella and banana situation thing going on, so that's fine. As long as there's Nutella, I will find a way.
Yeah.
But I am going to Sleepy Hollow because the food's fantastic.
Good stuff. Sometimes you'll wait in a significant line. I mean, it's a small operation, and it's a pretty popular destination.
Right. But if you can time it with a cavalcade, you're set.
Yeah, it is a good thing. The cavalcade goes right by there, by Sleepy Hollow. Okay, when you got to go, Liberty Square is going to be kind of a difficult spot. The good news is it's not that big of an area.
Right, but you're going to need to turn toward Frontierland, and you're going to need to duck under the little Frontierland underpassy type thing that goes between there and Adventureland, and that's where you're going to find yourself.
It's kind of near on Adventureland side. You can kind of see the Aladdin's Magic Carpets or the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, your personal favorite. You can kind of see that right there.
Right.
But it is sort of like an Adventureland, Frontierland, Liberty Square thing.
Right, where all our bathroom powers combine.
Yes. And so if we're doing that, you might as well. I'm thinking, I'm going to go over to Tangled.
I mean, I'm not mad about it. There is
not
just
that
a little
far.
hill.
Yeah. There's a
So
little
sometimes I'm like, I don't want to walk up a hill, so
true.
I'm not going to.
And you mentioned too, there's a water bottle refill station in that cut-through bathroom you were talking about.
Because the one I chose was superior.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Frontierland. Okay, so now we're talking Tiana's Bayou Adventure,
Big
Big
Thunder.
Thunder Mountain Railroad, that kind of stuff. Tom Sawyer Island at the time we're recording this. Country Bear Musical Jamboree.
Right.
Man, there's all sorts of
There's
good
so
stuff.
many things. So when it's raining, that's where I'm going.
You're going to Country Bears.
Jamboree, it's a new show.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going. A
I'm
delight
headed there
every
too.
time.
I'm headed there with you. They'll pack you in there. There's plenty of room inside, and then once you go into the theater, and then you got a nice show. When it's hot,
Guess what? That's where I'm going.
Okay.
I know. Is it hot? I'm going there again.
going round again. All right. I'm going to Frontier Trading Post. It's just the pen. The pens
If you
get
are a
me.
pen trader, they
The
have some unique
pens.
ones there that they
That's
don't have
right.
everywhere else.
Yeah, they're really, really good. A really good. It's hard to find that good of a selection.
It is.
Of pens. All right. What about relaxing time?
I'm going to the new shop over by Tiana's, the
Mm-hmm.
Critter Co-op shop. That's where I'm going because what a cute little area. And
is a nice area.
I'm just going to relax in the joy of the bayou.
I'm going back to Country Bears. I'm going to put my feet up and tap my foot. Try to keep right with them. You know what I'm saying? All right. Sit down time.
Well, we're going to Pecos Bill, I guess. You know, there's
Yeah.
not a lot over there. We're all really full anyway from Be Our Guest or Cinderella's Royal Table.
That's
so
true.
I'm fine.
I had the nachos at Pecos Bill not long ago. It
Not
wasn't
bad.
terrible. It wasn't bad. But yeah, you're not. The good thing about Pecos Bill, isn't it considered a quick service?
Surely.
I think it is, but they have a seating area inside, kind of like
Village House,
Pinocchio's.
yeah.
Kind of like that.
Perfect.
Okay, to snack, where you headed?
The beignet cart
This
near
is
Tiana's
new.
Bayou
This is
Adventure.
new.
Beignet all day. Here we go.
Yeah, all day. I'd had to do a little research on this, but I found that there's a little, it's not a cart, it's just a little food stand near Country Bear Musical Jamboree and that kind of stuff. Westward Ho, and they have the corn dog nuggets, kind of like at Casey's Corner. So I guess I'll go there.
Okay.
Yeah. What
Well,
about when we got to go?
When I gotta go, I'm going back to the, where our bathrooms combine, and I'm going to the, Frontierland, Liberty Square, Adventureland
Got it.
underpass.
Yeah. Okay. Pecos Bill has some restrooms inside of there, and there's also some back in Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So kind of depending on where you
Well,
are,
if I'm riding Big
you
Thunder
could do that.
and Big Thunder strikes, we're gonna go to
No, you didn't.
Tiana's Bayou
No,
Adventure.
okay.
We really
We've
did.
got to get out of here quick. Adventureland, please. This is Magic Carpets, Jungle Cruise, Pirates, Tiki Room, all that fun stuff. When it's raining, where you headed?
Tiki room. Why wouldn't I? What a joy.
I've never been. I'm not hating on Tiki Room. I love Tiki Room. I've never been to Tiki Room when it's been like packed.
Right.
Yeah.
So I say,
Even in the rain.
Why wouldn't you go there in the rain?
Yeah.
Enjoy a little sit down meal. It'll rain on you inside.
What do you mean sit down meal?
I don't know.
Why did you say that?
It was a feast for your brain.
Okay, got it. When it's raining, I'm going Pirates of the Caribbean. There's got this huge queue. It's all covered. It feels nice. There you go.
See, that's where I'm going when it's hot because it has one of the most blasting ACs of anywhere
it feels
that I
nice.
have ever been. And
Feels
so
nice.
when it is hot and I have walked the walk all the way down there, it becomes worth it.
Arr. Okay, I'm going to Tiki Room when it's hot. It's just nice. It's a little warm in the queue, but once you get inside, it feels real nice.
It does.
Yeah. How about relaxing time?
I'm relaxing on Jungle Cruise. I'm going to have a laugh. I'm going to sit on a boat.
Yeah.
It's going to be a delight.
My favorite part is when you go in the little cave and it's dark and they stop talking and I could go to sleep right
You
there.
can.
I'm going back to Tiki Room to relax. That's what I'm doing. I
Okay.
sit back, stretch out,
Well,
listen.
see, I'm relaxing in preparation for a meal because I'm going to Skipper Canteen. And it is very Jungle Cruise themed.
I will join you there.
And so your waiter or waitress is going to, have some little jokes. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, that's right. I'm headed there too. All right, snacks. Adventureland has the snacks.
The snacks. Now, listen, I love Sunshine Tree Terrace because I am getting some Dole Whip, but I am getting an I Lava You float, which is Dole Whip and Fanta and Pop Rocks and Joy.
and
all
joy.
combined.
And joy. I can't pass up the spring roll snack cart just outside of the Adventureland
The
sign.
cheeseburger spring rolls are where
Cheeseburger
it's
spring
at.
rolls. It got this little dip. It's got this nice pickly flavor. Oh, it's good.
It is good.
You got to do it. Okay, when you got to go.
One guess where I'm
yes.
going. I'm going to our bathroom powers combined
Yes.
underpass of the area.
Yeah. Mine is a little more secluded, if you will, but you got to be back in there. Behind Pirates of the Caribbean,
Okay.
there is actually a restroom back there.
There is. If
You
you, need
feel
a,
like you're
if
not
you need a more
supposed to-
secluded area.
Yes. You feel like you're not supposed to be back in there. It feels like cast member only. It's just a small little walkway that takes you to where you're
Well,
going.
it's a
but
small world after all.
Anyway, yeah, it's a really good time. Well, those are the different lands. That sort of brings us back around to the Castle Hub, and those are the different lands of Walt Disney World. But there's a few other little tips and tricks as we're getting ready for Magic Kingdom, I should say, that we probably need to be aware of.
Yes.
Rope drop, early entry, that kind of thing. It doesn't just all open at once.
No,
Some people think that.
it
but
doesn't. And so
yeah.
you're going to need to get there at least 30 minutes earlier than the early entry time is posted,
Mm-hmm.
probably closer to an hour.
If you're staying on property, then you can get in
Right. I mean, everybody
Early,
can get
so-
in, but you just
to the park, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So you need to just get there, get ready for a little bit more time than it says, than it's posted, so you can get in line and be ready.
And where are they going to start you?
Well, if you're starting with the early entry and the rides, so if you're
Rope drop.
right, if you're rope dropping, then you're going to come in and you're going to make a choice on what you want to ride. And you're either going to go to Tomorrowland and rope drop Space Mountain, or you're going to rope drop, keep going on the little toward Fantasyland area next to the Mad Teacups and things like that, and you're going to do Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or Peter Pan.
Yeah.
So depending on which of those you want to rope drop, that's the area you have to go. You need to remember, you cannot rope drop things that are in Adventureland and Frontierland. Those things are not opened yet. So you can only choose between Tomorrowland and Fantasyland for the rides you want to ride.
That's kind of cool because it actually makes it possible to rope drop in 2 different lands on the same day.
Yes.
Because they're staggered, which is kind of fun.
It is.
So the rides with the longest waits throughout the day, and this may influence, what you plan to rope drop depending on you and your family or your traveling party's desires.
Or what you chose, when you're really making the priorities of what am I going to pick on this new lightning lane system and things like that. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is always going to have a long queue. Space Mountain, Peter Pan's Flight, Jungle Cruise. Right now, Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Tron are virtual queue only, and that's going to be at 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. on the day that you are going there.
In your app.
In your app, My Disney Experience app. So those are going to be the things that have the longest wait. So if you absolutely need to ride those, you need to prioritize. And if it ever gets under 60 minutes for any of those, you should go.
Check that My Disney Experience app and plan around parades, cavalcades, and show times, okay? And this kind of works 2 ways. If you are a parade and show type person, which we think you should be,
for sure,
then you want to make sure that you're in the right place at the right time. So you want to kind of plan your day. And some of these cavalcades only happen maybe once, maybe maximum of twice a day.
Yeah, the Adventure Friends is generally twice. It's going to happen at 11, maybe another later time. Festival of Fantasy Parade is generally only once at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
And again, Happily Ever After, which is right now the Nighttime Spectacular, is generally only going to happen that one time. And so if viewing those things is a priority, then you need to get in your spot ahead of time, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, grab a snack in one of these places, and then go to the spot you want to view. But if you are not one of those people, and I don't know, but maybe you're not one of those people, then this is a great time to hit some of those big rides because the wait times are going to be lower during parades, during the Nighttime Spectacular.
Yep, and sometimes that means your ride times, your wait times are also lower. So that's a good thing. Okay, that's Navigating Magic Kingdom with kids, and we hope that's helpful. We've got a bunch of links in our show notes, FamilyStyleMagic.com/3. This is episode number 3. All right, it's time for a segment I really like, and this is the top 5. And today we're doing top 5 queues in Magic Kingdom for kids. The reality is some lines are more fun than other lines.
Yes, if you are just simply waiting out in the sun under a fan for Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin,
that's not fun.
You're maybe asking for a meltdown. Astro Orbiter, it's literally just sunshine until you get on that elevator.
Yeah.
You're probably asking for a meltdown. So if you want something that's going to be a little more fun, a little more engaging for the children, this is for you.
All right. So top 5, we start with number 5. And on our list is Mad Teacups at number 5. If you need a good quick win,
this is going to do it.
Hop right on, basically.
Generally 10 minutes or less in the queue.
Yeah. So it's fun because it's short.
Yes.
That's what that is. And you can see the ride while you're waiting. I mean, it's all open.
So visually it's kind of stimulating them and they're not having to wait very long.
Cool. All right. What's number 4?
Prince Charming's Royal Carousel. Regal Carousel. Royal, Regal. It's all happening. It's beautiful. Kind of for the same reasons, except it's a Regal Carousel, so it's even bigger and better and easier to, watch the things that are going around. Now, I will say, Mad Teacups is a shorter ride. So you are going to have to watch that carousel go round and round and round and round for a while you're watching it. But again, it's a quick win.
It takes forever to all the kids to get on their horses and off the horses.
But it is still going to be a quick win. You're not going to have to wait very long. The stroller parking is very, very close
right there
to this carousel. And so you're going to be ready for that. And the kids generally have a really good time watching, picking out which horse they want, and then it's their time.
Number 3 is Peter Pan's Flight. We mentioned this earlier. The theming is all around especially once you kind of weave your way. There's a little hall, and then you go into a series of rooms which is a lot of fun.
Yes, when you get into the bedrooms, the fun really begins because there are a lot of interactive elements with shadows and Tinkerbell that you need to be looking for.
Yep. All right, number 2.
Number 2, Winnie the Pooh. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh is a super fun queue because there are lots of little things for the children to play with. So there's a little area where they can, play around on things. There's little bees that they can track down, a little sliding thing. There's honey that they can kind of play with on a screen. It's very fun, and it's typically not that long of a wait.
Yeah. And the number 1 on our list of top 5 queues in Magic Kingdom is Dumbo Flying Elephants. There's an entire playroom. If it's your first time, you don't realize that's back in there.
Right.
It all looks like this big top circus tenty thing, but then you weave your way around, and next thing you know, you got this playground on the inside.
And really, it's 2 play areas because there is one smaller play area for tiny children, under the age of 2, where they can kind of toddle around and sit, and you're right there with them sitting. And then there's another area that's more of the jungle gym type where you're climbing and sliding and, using rope swings and things like that for the bigger kids.
It's a good time. All right. We asked our kiddos, what is your favorite queue in Walt Disney World? We have 2 kids and we received 2 responses.
We did.
Yeah.
Dumbo, because it has a playroom.
Because it has a playroom. And then the other kiddo said Winnie the Pooh because it's got so much stuff. So there you go.
All right.
Top 5 queues in Magic Kingdom. Hey, before we go, I got one last question for you. Memory Maker, is it worth it?
All right, so Memory Maker is Disney's Photo Pass, and this is going to be where you can get all of the pictures that you've taken, all of the ride photos. They're going to be downloaded to your app without the watermark. You have paid for them, so you can stand in line at any of these Photo Pass areas and get a picture wherever you want. There are thousands of them on property. And so this is a great way to capture the moments that you're having without having to have your phone out all the time, or having to have every picture look like those awkward selfies. So it's really a nice way to do it. So should you have Memory Maker? I'm going to say yes, because it's a fantastic thing to have for you. You're going to be able to have photos from all different locations. You're going to be able to have different professional looking photos of you and your children. So the price, if you're going for maybe a day, there's one price, and you can do that, $75. If you're adding it on as you're purchasing your package, it's $185. If you wait until you get there and you decide, oh, they were right, I really do want this, it's $210. So I'm just going to tell you, you do want it. Go ahead and add it onto your package before you get there, because it's going to be a really helpful thing for you, and it's going to have those memories lasting for you.
We kind of use this for our family photos each year. It sort of evolved into that, and it's just a lot of fun. And you think, I don't know if I'm going to want to stop long enough to take the pictures. You're going to have the time. You're not really going to lose anything. And especially, you're just weaving around. You see a Photo Pass photographer. These are cast members who, for Disney, and they have the green, bright green coloring on their clothing. And so you go up there, you see one. There's nobody maybe around him or her, and it's really, really, really nice.
And when you're coming in on Main Street, you don't have to stop at the first one, because there are going to be like 7 lined up all the way down Main Street. And if you'll keep going closer to the castle, then you might have fewer people in the background of your family photos.
That's right. But don't forget, sometimes you meet a character and they have an automatic camera that's just going, or even if you're engaging with one who's on the street, you want to make sure you tap that magic band, or, scan your My Disney Experience app, or whatever you need to do to make sure that those are applied to your My Disney Experience app. And also, we have had trouble with this, especially initially, when we first get there and are going to use it. So you might want to, if you can take a few kind of like throwaway pictures and make sure they come up. And if you do have trouble, contact your travel agent, which I hope you're using one. because that'll help a whole lot. And they have ways of getting all that stuff connected
Yes,
for
and
you.
I was at Magic Kingdom on the opening day of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and we were having difficulty getting our ride photos synced to our app. Now, we had purchased the Memory Maker, so we had this included, but we were having trouble. And I just simply went to the cast member who was in charge of that area. I said, hey, can you link this up? And they actually went through, time-stamped it, and said, here you go. It's on your My
cool.
Disney Experience app. So
Nice.
it's really an easy situation to be able to get what you need.
Very good. Hey, we believe in Memory Maker, and we think it's worth the cost. Again, $185 if you add it in advance, $210 if you add it while you're there. So you want to make the decision. If you're only going to be there for one day, it may be more economical to pay the $75 for a day. And usually you have a period of time before those photos expire. But once you do get back from the trip, you want to make sure that you download those photos so you don't lose them, because they will roll off of your account after a while.
Yes.
All right. It's going to do it for this edition of Family Style Magic. We want to thank you for tuning in and encourage you to share your Disney tips and tricks. What's your favorite part about Magic Kingdom? Why don't you contact us? We have a contact form on our website, FamilyStyleMagic.com. And you can rate, review the podcast in your favorite podcast app. Don't forget to follow or subscribe on YouTube or in your podcast app so you never miss an episode, and share it with your friends and family. That would be great. And hey, if somebody's ready to plan a trip, you know anybody who can help them out with that?
I do. You can contact me, emily.hatfield@wondermakerstravel.com. Go to our website, Family Style Magic, and you're going to be able to find a link there where you can fill out a form. You can get a quote for absolutely free. No cost to you. I would love to help you try to get an idea of what this trip is going to cost you and your family.
By the way, it's not just the quote that's free. All of her services are free. It's actually built in to Disney's pricing.
Yeah. So you're paying it already. Might as well have somebody help you.
Might as well use it. Hey, hope you'll join us next time. We're going to look at navigating Epcot with kids.
I'm so excited.
We'll see you then.